The 2022 rookie quarterback draft class is one of the weakest we've seen in recent history. Since 2018, the NFL has drafted 17 quarterbacks in the first round. This upcoming class may struggle to find more than 2 signal callers hearing their names selected on day 1 of the NFL draft. One of the 2 potential quarterbacks who may get drafted inside the top 10 come this April is Pittsburgh quarterback Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is coming off a great career as he is the Pitt Panther all-time leader in completions, passing yards, passing touchdowns, and rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. He's ahead of Hall of Famer Dan Marino and 9-year NFL veteran Alex Van Pelt in the Pitt record books. Although Pickett's college career has looked like a success overall, it has been shaky at times. From 2017 to 2020, he averaged a 20.4 completion percentage, just under 2,500 yards per season, while throwing for 39 touchdowns and 25 interceptions. His film, along with these stats, didn't bode well for his NFL draft stock. But in his 5th and final season, he broke out, pretty similar to Joe Burrow and Zach Wilson, who both had breakout final years in college. In his senior year, Pickett completed 67% of his throws for 4,300 yards, 42 passing touchdowns, and just 7 interceptions. He is now the highest rated quarterback in the class, will be a top 15 pick, and a cornerstone for one lucky franchise. Today, I want to break down some plays so we can see what makes Kenny Pickett a top 15 pick come this April. The first thing I want to show you is Kenny Pickett's arm strength. He's going to let this ball go about the 13-12 yard line, and he's going to bomb it 50 to 60 yards all the way down to the opposite 35. Without really stepping into the throw, it's just from a standstill. On this play, Kenny Pickett's in shotgun. He's going to roll out to the right to try to avoid pressure, hit as he throws from the 40-yard line, and completes this for a touchdown. And my favorite part of this whole thing is, I love the fact that he actually gets the ball there. I think quarterbacks can make that throw, but I wonder how much they underthrow it by, or the receiver has to come back to the ball. Kenny Pickett gets it there just in enough time before the defender can make up ground and deflect the ball away. On 3rd and 19, Pickett's going to drop back and deliver a strike over the middle. Now granted, it's not the biggest arm throw in the world, it's not a complete laser, but I think it's pretty good. I think that's a pretty strong throw right there. And this is one of the most impressive throws I've seen in Kenny Pickett's film. Against Tennessee, he's going to roll out to the right, get out of the pocket, and instead of run, he's going to throw it back across his body and throw an absolute bullet into the back of the end zone. Super accurate for a touchdown. And I think the All-22 film really does it justice. See him roll out of the pocket, throw across his body, a laser into the back of the end zone. One of the things that I'm most impressed with Kenny Pickett is his ball placement and accuracy. On this throw here, it's just a simple slant in the red zone, but look at the ball placement. He puts it out in front of the receiver to where only he can get it and a defender can't make a play on it. It's a perfect throw. This is a great throw from Kenny Pickett. You're going to see him drop back and find his receiver over the middle. Now, it might seem like a simple throw because he was pretty open, but when you look at the All-22 film, it's a lot more complicated than it looks. So if we look at the All-22 film, Kenny Pickett is going to fire this over the middle. Now, he puts enough loft on the ball to get it over the linebacker. If he tries to laser it in, I'm worried the linebacker might jump and pick it off or deflect it. But he also doesn't put too much air into the ball, because if he does, then I'm worried that the safety on the left is going to come over and either make a really big hit, make a deflection, or an interception. So he does a perfect job of not putting too much, but putting enough on the ball to get it there for the easy touchdown. Here's another great throw from Kenny Pickett. It's going to be a design quarterback rollout to the right. He's going to throw off his back foot, and he's going to throw a perfect ball into the end zone for his receiver. Only where his receiver can get it. These plays just pop up on his film all the time. I mean, look at that throw. I zoomed in so you can see it. Right where the receiver can only get it himself, the defender can't even make a play on it. I mean, I just think that's an amazing throw. Here's another play like the one I just showed you. Pickett's going to drop back. I don't love that he throws off his back foot off balance like that, but the fact that he throws the ball like that, gets it there pretty quickly, up top to where only his receiver can get it, that's just a really impressive throw. Here's another strong throw from Kenny Pickett. Although it falls incomplete, I love that he throws this back shoulder up top to where only his receiver can get it. I think the New York Giants were dreaming of this kind of play when they brought in Kenny Golladay to be matched up with Daniel Jones. Although we saw how that worked out this year, I don't think Daniel Jones is a good fit because simply, he doesn't make these throws. He really doesn't. He has no timing. But I think Kenny Pickett does. I think Kenny Pickett does a great job at throwing the ball high outside, back shoulder, to a big receiver. I think that throw will translate easily to the NFL in the next level. This play here encapsulates what Kenny Pickett can be for a franchise. He's going to feel the pressure come off his backside, spin out, go near the sideline, turn his hips, and fire a ball into the end zone. I'm not trying to claim Kenny Pickett has, the best speed, the biggest arm, the most intangibles, but the play he just did there, I think will translate to the next level. It's a great play that I think quarterbacks like Joe Burrow make in his sleep. The next set of throws that I want to get through quickly are his deep shots. It's a very underrated part of his game and something that I was very impressed with and popped to me on his film. I mean, this throw against New Hampshire. Granted, it's New Hampshire. That still doesn't change the fact that this ball was thrown perfectly in place for his receiver to catch the ball and keep running. That's what you want on deep passes. We see so many NFL quarterbacks that overthrow the ball or underthrow the ball that the receiver has to stop, come back to the ball, and get tackled. Here's another deep shot against North Carolina. Pickett's going to drop back, a little pressure in his face, but deliver a bomb perfectly thrown for his receiver to run under and just catch in stride. Sure, he gets tackled, but perfectly placed pass. Just look how Pickett puts the ball out in front of his receiver to where only he can get it. I've been saying that over and over again this whole film study, but it just impresses me so much. I mean, you even see it right there. Only the receiver number 10 can reach his arms out and catch that pass. It's just a beautiful throw. Here's the last deep shot and my favorite throw that I'll show you from his film. He's going to drop back and Kenny Pickett's going to take a pretty big hit on the throw. But look at where the ball is. It's only a 32-yard pass, but the fact that he gets it there, not too much lob, with enough arm strength, only where his receiver can get it once again, I think this is a beautiful throw, especially with pressure in his face against North Carolina. That's a great play from Kenny Pickett. Now I want to show you some plays that show off Kenny Pickett's athleticism. On this play here against Tennessee, it's 4th and 2. Kenny Pickett's going to try to step up in the pocket, but the pocket's going to collapse. So instead of running into a blitzer, he's going to spin out, make a guy miss, and get the first down. I'm not claiming that Kenny Pickett's some amazing, crazy athlete, but the things that I'll show you on film are pretty impressive. I would definitely say that Kenny Pickett's athleticism is one of his most underrated attributes. The one thing you won't see in a stat book, or the one thing that you can't measure, is heart. And I know that sounds really cheesy and generic and, cliche, but you can just tell how much Kenny Pickett wants it. Even from that last clip, he didn't slide on 4th and 2. He went for the first down and went through a defender. Even here, play broke down. He went for the first down, dove for the first. I love to see it from an athlete, especially Kenny Pickett, who's so valuable to his team. Of course, maybe I want my quarterback to slide, but I can appreciate the heart and the effort and how much he just wants the first down against a big Clemson team. Here's another great play from Pickett. There's going to be a corner blitz, and the corner's going to come untouched off the edge. But Pickett's going to get out of there and throw the ball downfield. Sure, it falls incomplete, but I still love that he was able to make the corner miss and get the ball off. For as great as an athlete as I thought Kenny Pickett is, going into his film, I expected a lot of read options and design quarterback runs, and there simply wasn't a lot on film. I saw maybe a handful in all the games that I've watched from his senior tape. Here's one against North Carolina, and I think this kind of shows his limitations as a runner. He's going to take the read option. Instead of making a hard cut, planting his foot, and cutting up into the hole, he kind of wanders and rounds off his cut, and he hits it pretty hard, as hard as he can as a quarterback. That's not really, a complete runner, and he gets stuffed. I think a lot of quarterbacks that are, of course, Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, I think those guys get in the end zone at the next level. I don't know if Kenny Pickett can consistently do that on the goal line. Now, I want to talk about some issues or concerns I have with some of the things I saw in Kenny Pickett's film, and they kept popping up. Pickett had a tendency to try to roll out of the pocket to avoid pressure. He never really stepped up as much as I'd like him to, which I understand because he felt constant pressure coming up the middle. But you're going to see here, he wants to run out of the pocket, and he immediately runs right into a linebacker. Luckily, he spins out and goes the other way, but there's a penalty. But still, he almost rolled right into a blitzer. He has to be better than that. Here again, against Miami, Pickett's going to try to roll out of the pocket, but runs right into pressure. This time he can't get away with it like he did on the last play. Instead of just stepping up in the pocket where maybe it wasn't the cleanest pocket to step up into, he had a better chance of stepping up and making something happen than roll out one of the sides and just face pressure that way. On this play here, Pickett's going to feel pressure that's really not there, and he's going to decide to run out to the right, which cuts the field in half, and he just throws the ball away. But what I wish he did was step up into the green zone. And if he stepped up into the green zone, into the open pocket, he could have did one of two things. He could have slid up and made a throw somewhere downfield, or he could have hit one of the arrows, depending on what that nose tackle's doing, and take off on 1st and 5 and get a first down. Here's another throw where Pickett drops back and he kind of just hangs out back in the backfield. I would have loved to see him step up in the pocket and deliver a strike. He doesn't have the biggest arm, so any kind of extra velocity that he could put on these balls, to me, will make a big impact. And I think stepping up in the pocket is exactly what he should have done in this situation. And this play is exactly what I want to see from Kenny Pickett. He's going to drop back, look around, keep calm, keep his feet planted, good footwork, but climb the pocket and deliver a strike in the back of the end zone. You'll even see from the All-22 film, looks right, looks left, shifts up the pocket, climbs, plants, and delivers a solid throw into the back of the end zone. You know, that last throw, he was kind of chucking it as hard as he could and overthrew the receiver. This allows him to get more momentum and more velocity on his passes. And quickly, here's one other small little issue that I've seen in Kenny Pickett's film that I saw on a couple plays. He tends to sometimes check it down really early to his running back, where he doesn't let the play develop and he doesn't really have any pressure, but he still feels the need to check it down. I mean, on this play, it's 2nd and 5. He checks it down and he loses 5 yards because he threw it to his running back in the backfield, where I'll show you right here. There's no pressure at all. So he should do the thing I just said before, step up in the pocket and look for a receiver downfield, rather than just checking it down to his running back super early. Here's a pretty identical play. It's 3rd 11 against Tennessee once again, and Pickett's just going to drop back, and the pocket's pretty clean. I mean, he only had the ball for a second and a half, 2 seconds, and he already checks it down to his running back, instead of stepping up in the pocket and looking for a receiver downfield. In this situation here, you know, taking a sack isn't the worst thing in the world, because it's not going to knock you out of field goal range. At least if you step up, you still have the ability to find a receiver downfield. And with me saying this might be an issue about Kenny Pickett checking it down too quickly, that doesn't mean he always does it. I mean, you're going to see on this one here, I think he does the perfect check down here. You'll see from the All-22 film, Pickett's going to look right, then middle, then left, then decide to check it down. And that's the right way to do it. Read the defense, see what you can get here, and like you'll see from the All-22, looks right, looks middle, looks left, then checks it down. And look what happens. You let the play develop, the running back gets enough space, and can make a play with the ball in his hands. So where does Kenny Pickett fall within the 2022 NFL Draft? So as I'm recording this video, last night the Chargers just lost to the Raiders. So now the top 18 draft order is official. So when looking at the list, the top 4 teams are out, in my opinion. I mean, Jacksonville has Trevor Lawrence. Detroit, I think they're going to roll Jared Goff. Houston might give Davis Mills another year, but who knows about Deshaun Watson. And the Jets just drafted Zach Wilson. They're not going to give up on him after 1 season. But picks 5, 6, and 7 are pretty interesting. The Giants have 2 picks, and I think they're going to give up on Daniel Jones. As I'm recording this video also today, Dave Gettleman just retired from the NFL as the GM. Reportedly, they're going to bring Joe Judge back for another year. I think they're going to finally be done with Daniel Jones and look to draft another quarterback. Maybe Kenny Pickett's in play there. Pick 6 with Carolina is also interesting. Sam Darnold didn't seem to work out. Cam Newton still can't throw a football. PJ Walker, he's been a backup there for 2 years and hasn't got any serious run. So I can see Carolina, who has a lot of skill weapons with DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey, as one of these potential landing spots for an early quarterback. And I also think there's a couple other landing spots within the top 10. I mean, I think Atlanta eventually has to move on from Matt Ryan, so why not do it here? Maybe keep Matt Ryan for 1 more year, but keep Pickett under your wing. And then Denver. You know, they've been in a horrible situation, and as a Denver fan, I know, I'm tired of Teddy Bridgewater, with Drew Lock not working out, and any other quarterback they basically had over the last 5 years after Peyton Manning not panning out for them. So I can see them going away from their typical mold of the, 6'5", huge arm Drew Lock type quarterback, Paxton Lynch type quarterback, and going with someone who's proven to be more accurate, can read a defense better, with maybe a less of an arm, like Kenny Pickett. And the last team that I think is really in play within the top 10 range is number 11, the Washington football team. I don't think they have their quarterback of the future on the roster. Taylor Heineke has done a great job filling in, but I think he proved that he's nothing more than your typical Gardner Minshew type replacement level player. Sure, he could fill in and maybe be your bridge quarterback, but he's not a franchise guy, and he's not a winning quarterback in the NFL. Alright, and that's my Kenny Pickett scouting profile. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Kenny Pickett as a potential NFL prospect. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is one of the weaker draft classes. So really, I'm not sure how any of these guys are going to work out, but I'm really interested in Kenny Pickett at the next level. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more. See you guys next time.